The use of salt as a spiritual tool has a deep-rooted history, stretching across cultures, religions, and centuries. From ancient times, people have recognized salt as more than just a seasoning. It has been revered as a purifier, a protector, and a conduit for energy cleansing. In Buddhist traditions, as well as in other Eastern spiritual practices, salt plays a symbolic role in removing negative influences and harmonizing the energy of a space. But why salt? What makes this simple crystalline mineral so powerful that it has been used in spiritual rituals for thousands of years? Imagine walking into a room where you immediately feel a sense of unease. Maybe the air feels heavy, or there's an inexplicable tension, as if something unseen is lingering. This is not just superstition, it is an intuitive response to the energy of a space. Just as we can sense when someone is in a bad mood, we can also pick up on the energy imprinted in an environment. Over time, places absorb emotions, thoughts, and interactions. This is why spiritual traditions around the world have developed cleansing rituals, methods to refresh and reset the energy of a space. Salt, in particular, is believed to neutralize negativity and act as a bridge between the physical and spiritual realms. In Buddhist teachings, the idea of purification is essential. The mind itself can be purified through meditation and mindfulness, but external spaces, where we eat, sleep, and make important decisions, also need cleansing. Temples, for example, are meticulously maintained, not just physically, but energetically. Monks often sweep temple grounds not merely for cleanliness, but as a practice of mindfulness and spiritual renewal. Some temples even incorporate salt into their rituals, sprinkling it around sacred areas to create a boundary against negative influences. The same concept can be applied to your own home. Salt's significance is not limited to Buddhism. It is a universal element in spiritual traditions. In Japanese culture, sumo wrestlers throw salt into the ring before a match, a practice that stems from Shinto purification rites. In Hinduism, salt is sometimes used in ceremonies to ward off evil. Even in Western traditions, salt has been associated with protection and cleansing. Many people place salt at doorways or use it in rituals to purify their homes. But beyond cultural beliefs, is there any scientific basis for salt's cleansing properties? While the spiritual effects of salt are largely based on tradition and belief, there is an interesting scientific perspective as well. Salt has hygroscopic properties, meaning it absorbs moisture from the air. Some believe this allows it to trap and neutralize energies that might otherwise linger. Others point to the mineral's ability to balance ions in the atmosphere, which could have subtle effects on the way we feel in a given space. While modern science may not fully explain the spiritual properties attributed to salt, the psychological impact is undeniable. Engaging in rituals, such as sprinkling salt in corners of a room, creates a conscious shift in intention, reinforcing a sense of renewal and clarity. Consider this. Have you ever stepped into a freshly cleaned room and felt an immediate sense of peace? The act of cleansing, whether with salt, incense, or even just opening windows for fresh air, has an effect on our subconscious. Our environment influences our thoughts, and when a space feels stagnant or heavy, it can subtly drain our energy. This is why many Buddhist practices emphasize simplicity and cleanliness, not just for aesthetic reasons, but because a well-maintained space cultivates a well-maintained mind. Now, imagine using salt as a tool to reset your own space. Picture yourself placing a small bowl of salt in a corner of your home. You might not notice an immediate change, but over time, as the salt absorbs stagnant energy, you may start to feel a shift. Perhaps your mind feels clearer or decisions come more easily. Maybe conflicts that once felt overwhelming begin to resolve themselves. The effects of such a simple practice can be surprisingly profound. But how exactly does one use salt in this way? And where should it be placed to maximize its benefits? This is where the connection between environment and prosperity comes into play. If your surroundings influence your state of mind, then an energetically balanced home can help create the right conditions for success, abundance, and personal growth. If you're ready to welcome abundance into your life, take action now. Go to the comments and type "I want to be rich" to declare your intention to the universe. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss a powerful insight on wealth and prosperity. Let's grow together. This leads us to an even deeper question. Could the energy of our living space be subtly shaping our financial reality? The connection between wealth and the energy of a home is a concept found in many spiritual teachings, including Buddhism. Some believe that just as negative energy can block personal well-being, it can also create obstacles to financial abundance. If prosperity is a flow, like a river of opportunities, ideas, and resources, then what happens when that flow is disrupted? Understanding how to cultivate a space that invites positive energy and abundance is the next step. And salt, as one of the most ancient and powerful purifiers, plays a key role in this process. But where should it be placed? What specific effects can it have on financial and spiritual well-being? Have you ever walked into a space that instantly made you feel at ease? Maybe it was a cozy home filled with soft, natural light, or a quiet temple where the air seemed to carry a sense of peace. On the other hand, you might have stepped into a place where something felt off. Perhaps the atmosphere was tense, or you felt an inexplicable urge to leave. These sensations are not just coincidences, they are reflections of the energy imprinted in the space. Buddhist philosophy teaches that everything in the universe is interconnected. This principle, known as interdependence, suggests that our surroundings are not separate from us. They influence our emotions, our thoughts, and even the opportunities that come our way. If you live in a home that is cluttered, chaotic, or filled with unresolved tension, it can silently shape your mindset. A space that feels stagnant may lead to procrastination, a sense of being stuck, or even financial struggles. This is because energy, much like water, needs to flow. When energy becomes stagnant, whether in our minds or our homes, it creates blockages that prevent abundance from entering our lives. Think about how you feel in your own home. Do certain rooms feel lighter and more inviting than others? Are there areas where you tend to avoid spending time? It is said that the places where dust accumulates, where clutter builds up, or where you rarely enter, can become energetic dead zones, spaces where stagnant energy gathers, subtly affecting your well-being. In many Buddhist traditions, monks and practitioners cleanse their living spaces regularly, not just for hygiene, but to maintain the flow of positive energy. Temples known for their serene and sacred atmosphere are often built with great attention to energy balance, with specific placements of objects and careful maintenance of space. Your home, though not a temple, can also become a place that nurtures clarity, peace, and prosperity. Science even supports this idea. Studies have shown that a cluttered environment can contribute to increased stress levels and reduced productivity. When our surroundings are chaotic, our brains must work harder to filter out distractions. This drains mental energy, making it harder to focus, think creatively, or feel motivated. On a deeper level, clutter can also reflect and reinforce internal blockages. Just as a messy room can create mental fog, an energetically stagnant home can prevent the natural flow of success and well-being. This is where salt comes in. As mentioned earlier, salt is a powerful element for purification, absorbing negative energies and refreshing the atmosphere. But beyond simply placing salt in your home, another crucial step is creating an environment that supports the life you want to manifest. If you desire financial prosperity, your home should reflect abundance, not scarcity. A common Buddhist practice involves mindful cleaning, not just as a chore, but as a meditative act. Sweeping the floor, wiping down surfaces, and even rearranging furniture can all become intentional actions that symbolize clearing away old energy to make room for new opportunities. Imagine for a moment that your home is a mirror of your inner state. If every object and every corner carries an energy, what do you think your home is saying about you? Is it sending out signals of abundance, clarity, and growth, or is it echoing feelings of stagnation and lack? This concept is closely tied to the idea of Feng Shui, an ancient Chinese practice deeply intertwined with Buddhist principles. Feng Shui suggests that the way we arrange and maintain our living spaces directly influences the flow of energy, or qi. Even small adjustments, like opening windows to let fresh air in, introducing plants, or placing objects with intention, can shift the energy of a room. But there is something even more fascinating. Specific areas of your home are believed to be directly connected to different aspects of your life. The southeast corner, for example, is often associated with wealth and financial prosperity. If this part of your home is cluttered, dark, or neglected, it may be symbolic of financial stagnation. Placing salt in these key areas not only helps cleanse the space, but also acts as a ritual to invite abundance. There are countless stories of people who, after consciously changing their environment, noticed shifts in their lives. Some suddenly found new opportunities, while others felt a renewed sense of motivation. The key is not just to clean and place salt, but to do so with intention. When you clear out physical clutter, you are also clearing out energetic clutter. When you set the intention that your home is a place of prosperity, that energy begins to manifest in unexpected ways. So, what happens next? Now that you understand the connection between your home's energy and your prosperity, the next step is to explore the exact process of using salt to maximize its power. Where should it be placed? How long should it stay? And how can you ensure that it truly works to remove energy blockages? The answers to these questions will reveal a simple yet powerful practice that has been used for centuries, one that can open the doors to both spiritual and material abundance in your life. There is something profoundly symbolic about the act of cleansing, whether it is our mind, our emotions, or the physical space we inhabit. Throughout history, people have sought ways to refresh their surroundings, eliminate negativity, and invite positive energy into their lives. The use of salt for this purpose is one of the most ancient and universal methods practiced across different cultures and belief systems. But how can something as simple as placing salt in a specific corner of your home create real change? The answer lies in the subtle yet powerful relationship between intention, energy, and space. Imagine for a moment that your home is like a sponge. Every interaction, every thought, every event that takes place within its walls leaves an imprint. Some of these energies are light and uplifting, laughter shared with family, moments of gratitude, and the quiet comfort of a peaceful morning. But other energies are heavier: stress, arguments, uncertainty, and worries about the future. Over time, these invisible imprints accumulate, creating an energetic atmosphere that can either support or hinder your well-being. This is why spiritual traditions across the world emphasize purification rituals. In Buddhism, for example, monks do not simply clean their temples as a matter of hygiene. They do it as a practice of mindfulness and renewal. The very act of sweeping the floor or lighting incense is infused with intention, an understanding that physical space and mental clarity are deeply connected. When a temple is clean and energetically balanced, it becomes a sanctuary where wisdom can flourish. The same principle applies to your home. Using salt to purify a space is not just a superstition, it is an intentional practice that helps absorb stagnant energy and restore balance. But the key to making it truly effective lies in how and where you use it. The first step is choosing the right location. Certain areas in your home naturally accumulate more energy than others. The corners of rooms, for example, are places where energy tends to stagnate, much like dust and clutter. If you think about it, most of us rarely engage with these spaces directly. We walk through doorways, we sit at tables, we use the kitchen and the bed, but the corners of a room often remain undisturbed. This makes them prime areas for energetic buildup. Placing salt in these spots acts like a spiritual vacuum, pulling in and absorbing the negativity that may have settled there. One particularly powerful place to focus on is the entrance of your home. In many spiritual traditions, the front door is considered the main gateway for energy to enter. If negative or stagnant energy lingers near the entrance, it can influence everything that happens inside. This is why some people place a small bowl of salt near their doorway to filter out unwanted energy before it spreads. Another strategic location is the southeast corner of your home, which is often associated with wealth and prosperity in Feng Shui. If financial stagnation has been an issue, this is a key area to cleanse and revitalize. Once you have chosen the right location, the next step is to prepare the salt properly. While any natural, unprocessed salt can be used, many prefer Himalayan salt or sea salt for their purity and high mineral content. The simplest method is to place a small bowl of salt in the chosen area and let it sit for 24 to 48 hours. During this time, the salt is believed to absorb and neutralize any negative energy present. Some practitioners take this a step further by adding a few drops of essential oils, like lavender or frankincense, to enhance the cleansing effect. After the designated time has passed, it is important to dispose of the salt correctly. Simply throwing it in the trash can counteracts the purification process, as the energy it has absorbed remains trapped within your home. Instead, the salt should be discarded in flowing water, such as a sink, a river, or even flush down the toilet. This symbolizes the complete removal of stagnant energy, allowing it to be carried away and dissolved. For those looking to deepen their practice, a saltwater cleanse can be a powerful addition. Some traditions suggest mixing salt with water and using it to wipe down doorways, windows, or even the floor. This not only physically cleanses the space, but also reinforces the intention of removing obstacles and creating a fresh start. Another variation involves sprinkling a fine layer of salt on the floor and sweeping it up after a few hours, as if physically gathering and discarding any lingering negativity. There are countless personal stories of people who, after implementing this practice, noticed a shift in their environment. Some report feeling lighter, as if a weight had been lifted. Others describe sudden changes in their financial situation, new job opportunities, unexpected windfalls, or simply a greater sense of flow in their lives. While skeptics might dismiss these experiences as coincidences, those who practice mindful energy cleansing understand that when we align ourselves with positive intention, the universe often responds in surprising ways. But this raises an important question. If salt can help remove negative energy, what can we do to attract positive energy in its place? Cleansing is only half of the process. Once you have created a purified open space, the next step is to invite abundance, prosperity, and harmony into your life. In Buddhism, true wealth is not just about money. It is about a state of mind, a way of being that allows for both material and spiritual fulfillment. The next step is to explore how shifting your mindset and daily practices can align you with true abundance. Because wealth is not just about eliminating negativity, it is about learning to cultivate an inner and outer world that attracts prosperity naturally. And that is where the true secret to lasting abundance begins. We often think of wealth as something purely material, money in the bank, luxury possessions, financial security. But in Buddhism, wealth is seen as something much deeper. True prosperity isn't just about accumulating money. It's about cultivating a state of mind that naturally attracts abundance, peace, and fulfillment. When we clear negativity from our lives, whether through physical cleansing with salt or through shifting our mindset, we open space for something greater. But what exactly does it mean to be truly rich? And how can we align ourselves with prosperity in a way that goes beyond just financial gain? One of the most powerful Buddhist teachings about abundance is the idea of non-attachment. This doesn't mean rejecting money or success. It means freeing ourselves from the fear and desperation that often surround the pursuit of wealth. When we chase money from a place of anxiety, we unknowingly push it away. Think about it. Have you ever been in a situation where you were so stressed about money that you couldn't think clearly? When we act from a mindset of scarcity, we make poor decisions, miss opportunities, and block the natural flow of prosperity. But when we shift into a mindset of abundance, trusting that opportunities will come, that we have the ability to create and receive wealth, we start seeing doors open where before there were only walls. This shift in perspective is not just spiritual, it is practical. Studies in psychology have shown that people who have a wealth mindset, those who believe they are capable of creating financial success, are more likely to take risks, seize opportunities, and build long-term wealth. Meanwhile, those who live in a constant state of scarcity often stay stuck in patterns of fear, procrastination, and hesitation. This is why cleansing rituals like the salt practice are so powerful. They are not just symbolic. They serve as physical reminders to let go of old energy, old fears, and old beliefs that no longer serve us. But letting go is only the first step. Once we clear the negative, we must actively invite the positive. In Buddhist tradition, generosity is considered one of the most powerful ways to attract abundance. This may seem counterintuitive. How can giving things away make us richer? But think about the nature of energy and flow. A river that stops flowing becomes stagnant. Money and abundance work the same way. When we hoard wealth out of fear, we create energetic blockages. But when we give, whether it's money, kindness, or knowledge, we open ourselves up to receiving even more. This is why some of the wealthiest and most successful people in the world are also known for their philanthropy. Giving creates space for new blessings to flow into our lives. So how can we apply these principles in daily life? Start by being mindful of your thoughts and words around money. Instead of saying, "I'm always broke," or "I never have enough," try shifting to, "Money flows to me easily," or "I am always finding new opportunities." This isn't just wishful thinking, it's rewiring your subconscious to look for possibilities rather than limitations. Another powerful practice is gratitude. Take a moment each day to acknowledge the wealth you already have, whether it's a roof over your head, food on your table, or supportive relationships. Gratitude raises your energetic vibration, making you more receptive to prosperity. And finally, keep your environment aligned with your intentions. Now that you've cleansed your space with salt, make sure to fill it with things that inspire and uplift you. Add symbols of wealth. This could be anything from a vision board with your financial goals to a small golden Buddha statue representing prosperity. Surround yourself with positivity, and soon you'll notice a shift, not just in your home, but in your life. If you've made it this far, it's because you're ready for abundance. You're ready to break free from limiting beliefs and open yourself up to new possibilities. And now I have a challenge for you. If you truly want to invite wealth into your life, declare it to the universe. Go to the comment section right now and type, "I want to be rich." Let your intention be known, and let this be the first step in aligning yourself with prosperity. And before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this message with someone who needs it. Together, we are creating a community of abundance. And the more we spread this energy, the more we all grow. See you in the next video. May wealth, happiness, and peace flow into your life effortlessly.